Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Meet Intrado Digital Media, where I have the privilege of going behind the curtain and introducing you to some of the stars in our organization. And today is no exception. I'm introducing you to Gab. She works on our team that helps people market their webcasts and webinars and events. It's kind of amazing to me because we have 1,300 people in our organization. We have offices in over 17 countries around the world. We do business in over 200 countries. And I have incredible people all over the company, but very few that I actually get to have worked with on a day-to-day basis and have actually done events with. And so I'm going to bring Gab on. And Gab and I have had the privilege of producing events together, working on events together, spending multiple days on site. We helped create HIMSS TV together, which we actually broadcast in a private environment. We syndicated out to like Facebook and Twitter and YouTube, and we also created an OTT channel on Roku for it. So nobody knows more about marketing in a webcast or a broadcast or an event than Gab. Gab, it's so great to see you. How are you?
Good. Thanks so much for having me, Ben.
Oh my God, this is like one of my favorite topics, right? And it's one of those things like I always tell people, you can't just produce an event and expect people to come. You can't just tweet it out there and expect people to come or put links in different places. Gab, how important is it to market your broadcast, your webcast, your webinar?
It's super important, and it's super important too to have a comprehensive multi-channel plan in order to do this so that you are able to get as many people as you'd like to come to your either webcast or television production or any other virtual event that you're doing, because that's your whole goal, is to get people to attend and then take advantage of that content that you're delivering.
All right, so let me ask you a question. All right, so we're doing an event. I know one of the first things you have to do, everyone knows, got to create a registration page, right? So I built my registration page, but what are some tips? How do I make it better? Because I find when I go to a page and it's just like there's might be too many questions, not enough questions. What's the perfect mix?
Well, the first thing is you have to remember that the registration page, this goal is to actually get people to register. It's not a place that you're supposed to go and have a whole rehashed content of your event. You have to put content on there that is going to inspire people to register. This is your last shot to do it. So first of all, what you want to do is have content on there that's going to tell people what's in it for them. What is this event, webcast event, going to tell me? So how is it going to help me professionally, maybe personally or otherwise? And then also, what am I going to learn from this event? So what are going to be some of the takeaways? Secondly, you alluded to this, a clear call to action. So you've got that registration form, and that's what you're going to use to register. You don't want to have a ton of fields on there, and you don't want to make some of the questions super salesy, because that's going to cause people to abandon. And one last thing.
Oh, do it. Give it to me.
Yeah, one last thing. So you don't want to have any links on that reg page that are going to take people away from that page. So nothing about click here to find out more about your sponsor, or click here to find out more about the speakers. You want to keep them on that page, and you want them to register.
So clean, crisp with the message, right? That's it. No, not things to make me lose my focus. All right. So now we've created our event page, our registration page. How much time do you really need to produce and market a webcast or webinar?
So for a webcast, you should start 4 weeks out, and you should have communications pushed out about every week. And then also it's really important to have a communication pushed out the day of as well. Our calendars are crazy. Everyone's got, last minute things coming up. So that day of communication is super important to kind of jumpstart people to remember to attend your event.
All right, so this is one of the ones that's important to me. So I sign up for lots of webcasts. I like to get educated, not even in the space, outside the space, personal growth. And I put them in my calendar, but I do forget about it, right? And I'm really bad at it. So how important is keeping in touch with me via email or other forms?
It's super important, and this is kind of one of the pitfalls I find some of our clients fall into, is that once you send out that thank you for registering email, you kind of forget about your people until it's actually the day of the event. And so nurturing what you described, sending out those reminders, whether it's via email or other channels, is super important to keep you top of mind. And also using some of the content from your actual event that they're going to be seeing
Yep.
is going to be a motivator for them to attend. It's like that little nugget of interesting tidbits that are going to really inspire them to attend the event.
So sort of the movie trailer. You got to think of it as any other event, right? Give me a little taste, get me something excited about it. Hey, so do you think it's important if someone's going to do webinars, webcast, that you can't just do it once and then forget about it? Should it be a series or an ongoing effort?
If you can do a series, then that is going to be the best way that you can do it, because just like any kind of series on television, people, always kind of want to know what the rest of that story is. So this is the same thing as webcasts. It's what is kind of taking your story, bunching it up into like little nuggets and keeping them enthralled in, what's next in your story.